Welcome. Our firm is dedicated to being your expert bridge between Asia and Europe, providing leading cross-border legal services with integrity.
Hello, I'm Brianna, a litigation attorney. A lot of my clients complain about checking inbox and see an email thread from your long-term trusted supplier in Vietnam. And the invoice looks identical, the signature matches perfectly, and the person writing sounds exactly like the account manager you've known for years. And the only difference, which is they send you an email like, we are currently upgrading our banking system. Please remit this month's payment to our secondary corporate account listed below. And when you're trusting that relationship, you approve wire transfer immediately. And this client told me that a week later, a real supplier calls asking why the payment is late. And you check the email header again and you realize you have been hit by a business email compromise attack. The money has already landed in a bank account in Vietnam, and the perpetrators are completely anonymous. And actually, it's not one client, it's many. Many global business owners face this nightmare, and when they contact my office, they are usually panicking. They want to know who did this, and they want their money back immediately. But to win this fight, we must look past the surface. This is not a simple case of someone stealing a password. It is a highly sophisticated, organized crime operation designed to exploit the borderless nature of digital banking. When clients come to me, the first instinct is to look at the name on the fraudulent Vietnamese bank account and say, this is the name of the company that stole our money. Let's go after them. As a litigation lawyer, I had to break the illusion immediately. In 99% of these international cyber fraud cases, the entity listed on the bank account is a ghost company. Here is how the network actually operates behind the scenes in Vietnam. Actually, the people who hide or intercept your email communication are usually international hackers. They track shipping schedules, study your payment cycles, and wait for the perfect moment to inject the fake invoice and to get the stolen money out of the banking system. The hackers need a corporate account in Vietnam that matches or closely mirrors the real supplier's name to avoid triggering red flags at your bank. To do this, they hire local agents in provinces like Tây Ninh or areas near Ho Chi Minh City. These agents buy lots of stolen identity cards, set up fake corporate structures, and open business bank accounts. Actually, the moment your money hits that Vietnamese account, it does not sit there, which means the funds are split into smaller amounts, routed through multiple layer accounts, converted into cryptocurrency, or wired straight out of the country to anonymous overseas accounts. And frankly, you are not fighting a rogue supplier. You are fighting a decentralized network where the local representative in Vietnam is merely a pet puppet who has no idea who the actual boss is. The second mistake foreign investors make is spending days arguing with the bank. They bring their wire receipts, their fake email, and demand that Vietnamese bank freeze the fraudulent account and reverse the transaction. In Vietnam, this is a legal impossibility. Under the law on credit institutions and national banking regulations, banks are bound by strict statutory confidentiality and asset protection duties. A bank cannot under any circumstances freeze a customer's account or withhold funds based solely on an email complaint from a third party, even if you provide clear evidence of fraud. If a bank arbitrarily locks an account without a formal legal mandate, the account holder can sue the bank for damages. Therefore, the bank will tell you to go to the police. Why do you waste 48 hours exchanging emails with bank managers? The money is being drained at an ATM or converted on a crypto exchange. And the most frustrating reality check occurs when foreigners' clients rush to Vietnam and expect the local police to solve the case immediately. They think that filing a formal grievance with the Economic Crime Investigation Unit or the Cybercrime Unit will trigger a swift asset recovery. In reality, you will hit an administrative brick wall. I have personally taken these exact files to provincial police departments in Vietnam, and law enforcement will routinely decline to open a formal criminal case. They will turn away because of the insurmountable jurisdiction and practical barriers. The Vietnamese police will look at the files and point out that the cyber breach, the email interception, and the actual deception of your accounting team happen on servers in China or overseas. And the actual victim is a Chinese company. Vietnam is merely a location of the transit bank account, meaning the local police have zero territorial jurisdiction over the core criminal act. Even if the police track down the registered director of the shell company in Vietnam, they will find a rural citizen who has no financial assets, no technical literacy, and zero knowledge of the network. And criminal prosecution against a penniless proceeds does not recover your money. Basically, the police operate on evidence and reality. They know that the time you fly to Vietnam and hire a lawyer, the local account balance is already at zero. Law enforcement will not deploy finer investigative resources to trace untraceable cryptocurrency lines across international jurisdictions because the legal system cannot face a deadline digital robbery. Your strategy must pivot entirely away from futile external traces and focus 100% on immediate internal defense. You must cut your losses, stop paying translation and legal fees to fire dead-end police reports, and treat the missing capital as an expensive operational security elections. The only logical allocation of your resources now is to permanently patch the internal human and IT infrastructure. Move your digital budget into implementing mandatory multi-factor authentication across all corporate communication channels to prevent email interception, and establish an absolute operational rule within your finance department. The moment a supplier sends an email requesting a change in banking details, the invoice must locked. Accountants cannot rely on the computer screen. They must pick up the phone or initiate a direct video call with a verified pre-established representative of the supplier to confirm the change verbally before a single dollar is wired. And the last, which is control the human element before you let technology control your cash flow, take the loss, close the gap, and generate new revenue. And I am lawyer Brianna, a litigation and corporate attorney, and I will see you in our next strategy session.